Alright, today on the Frozen Fly, I'm going to kind of do something a little different. I'm going to talk about kind of what I've been up to, a project I've been working on to try and get some material out there, some educational material that I believe is really well needed out there, because I've been looking to try to learn myself, and I've really struggled actually trying to find some information. And the information is actually on dyeing deer hair. You can find a little bit of information, but it is pretty sparse. You can get just a few recipes out there, but nothing that says, here's what you do for this color. I mean, step by step exact. People kind of give you a little bit of an idea, but they don't really spell it out the way that at least for me, works. So this is kind of the color I've been looking for. This is all of this color that I have. So, you know, this is something I need. And I'm a deer hunter, so, you know, I have plenty and plenty of white deer hair. So I said, you know what? Blood red should be probably the easiest color out there. So I did some research, and I saw online that Kool-Aid. Try Kool-Aid. Well, here's Kool-Aid. This was a ton of red Kool-Aid, and I soaked it in there for stinking forever. And this is all that, you know, just really the tips are like an orange. The base of it is still pretty white. I didn't get much penetration into the plume at all. Basically what I did is I mixed probably 3 of the small bags of Kool-Aid. I mixed those into a mason jar. And then I put the deer hair in there with a little bit of vinegar. And it just, I had it in there forever, and it just never penetrated. So then I did some more research and found, and kept seeing what's called Jacquard dyes. Right dye and Jacquard dyes. And basically it's a clothing dye that is an acid-based clothing dye. So I said, well, shoot, you know, obviously the Kool-Aid didn't work. So here are my first attempts at using the Jacquard dyes. And you'll notice that here, I think this light here is actually swamping out some of the color. That's much better. So here, you'll see this is really intense, dark red. And then up here, it doesn't get like that. Well, the camera doesn't pick up. What actually happened was this is all burned. And basically the burning allowed the dye to get into there. So, and kind of the same thing happened with here, but I've been using this one, so I trimmed off all the stuff that was so burned that I couldn't use it. And the reason it burned was because I thought you had to take it and you have to keep it submerged. It made sense to me. So I took sinkers, lead sinkers, and weighed it down. So it was on the bottom of the pan, and the bottom of the pan got so hot that it burned the hair. So number 2 failed. I mean, these are still, all these are still usable, but it's, you know, I'm getting this and this, and I'm looking for this. So my latest attempt so far has been my best. And I've gotten this. This is with the Jacquard dye again. And I'm still learning, but obviously it's still, you know, a night and day difference. But I have a lot less burned hair. I probably have, you know, some of this in here is just a little toasty, but it's not unusable, you know. And the whole stack of hair it's getting there. And what I did differently was I added I did not weigh it down. I let it float around and I just kept it moving. And I had it in there for quite a long time before I started seeing results. I had it in there for a long time and I wasn't seeing results. And so then I said, well, alright, I'm done. So from what I've read, you put the acid in, which in this case I used a citric acid, which came with the kit that I bought. The citric acid was supposed to be used last, and that was supposed to almost lock in the dye. Well, when I put that in, I started seeing a drastic change. It started working, but at that time I had it cooking in there for so long, I was starting to worry that it was going to start damaging the hair, so I had to take it out. So on my next attempt, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try adding some acid in right away with this. I'm also going to try bleaching one using a hydrogen peroxide, even though it's white hair. And basically what I've heard is that the hydrogen peroxide preps it so that it's more readily accepting different dyes. So I'm going to definitely try that. And I'm just going to keep experimenting. Like I said, you know, this dark blood red is what I've really been looking for. And, you know, I'm getting a step closer every time. But hopefully here in the very near future, you guys will see some more videos where I'm going step by step, showing you guys along the way how to get to that color. Obviously right now I'm not quite there yet. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of heads up of what's going on. And tell you guys, for some of you that are looking, for me personally, what has not worked. I would say, you know, if you think you might know something different, if you're going to try something different, you know, maybe with the Kool-Aid, try bleaching it first. I would say add in your acid, add in some of your acid soon. Like, add it in pretty much right away. I also heard soaking the hair in clear, warm water before you put it in the dye helps. I haven't tried that. I don't know about that. Because I would think, you know, it's absorbing the water. I would think if you put it in dry, when it absorbs that water, it's going to absorb the dye. But like I said, I'm still experimenting big time. So I would say just kind of stay with the channel. Keep looking for some more updates on this. I'll update you guys kind of as I get some information. As I get something that I feel, you know, is worth sharing, something that'll help you guys out, I'll definitely make a video and kind of explain it. If I get to a point where I say, I've got it, you know, I'm pulling stuff out like this left and right, I'll do a video on it, a real in-depth video, so that, you know, someone who's dumb, deaf, and blind can figure it out. And, you know, you guys will be able to see that and follow it and watch it. So that's a little bit of an update of what I'm doing with that. I'll also probably post another video of a fly this week. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update, bring some attention to kind of what I've been going through, fly tying wise, because I'd like to do a lot DIY stuff, obviously. I also have discovered a new DIY hair stacker that I'll be doing a video on. It'll be I'll probably post it right with this video. Actually, you know what? I'll explain kind of how it works right now. Basically, what I have is this is a 300 short mag, and this is a 308. And normally you have your open end, and then you have a primer on this end. What I did is I just took a saw and cut off the primer. You clean this off. Clean that off, and then what you do is you take a pistol brass. I have been using, I believe, a 45. I know I have it sitting around here somewhere. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. It's either a 38 special or a 45 or a 40. But it's you want a little bit shorter pistol brass, you know. So then what you do is you take it and you set it in the pistol brass. So my finger would be the pistol brass. You set it in and you put the deer hair in here. And what you do is you take the whole thing and you hit that, and that's how it stacks. The reason I have two different sizes is this one I can get a lot more hair in. So that's a little bit on that. go ahead and comment below if you want to see a little bit more in-depth detail on that. I can go ahead and do a real in-depth video on that if the desire is out there for it. Besides that, I'm just kind of doing my thing, you know, tying flies. I've been real busy selling. I just recently started selling some flies, and I've been getting a lot of attention on that. I enjoy a lot of the support that I've been getting on this page. I really appreciate it, and hope you guys stick around and enjoy and give me feedback, because I'm always looking for feedback, looking for, how do you do this, or, why do you do that, or anything like that, or, how would you tie this, or how would you use that. I've been tying different flies lately using just completely experimental materials, and some of them turn out great and others turn out horrible. That's a little bit of kind of my style of fly tying. I try to use as much as I can. So, I'm using materials that really almost shouldn't be used. For example, I have this synthetic brush. I got it I was using it for a project, and these bristles are long, pretty thin, but they're strong. And I've been using that for tailing, and it works alright, but it doesn't look natural. So I've been kind of trying to figure out some different ways to use this. But that's just kind of what I've been doing lately. Again, I'm always looking for feedback. Please, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm always open to doing different patterns and different styles, different sizes, what ifs, how would I's, anything like that. I'm really open to seeing and hearing from you guys. So I appreciate any of that. I also appreciate likes, follows, all that stuff. So hopefully I'll see you guys again next time on The Frozen Fly.